I have super exciting news to share with everybody, and I'm sure most all of you have seen my post on Facebook from yesterday, and it's amazing to me, the timing of God and everything, but I just wanted to share some of what happened yesterday, because everybody's been asking, rightfully so. Sorry, I'm so happy. So yesterday, well, just for all of you, I mean, many of you have been praying with me through this past 7 months of lots of pain and sickness. And for those of you who don't know, I was in bed for 7 months with a bedridden a sickness called chikungunya from Haiti, and it caused excruciating pain in my entire body, and I was in a wheelchair and couldn't really walk, and just until these past, last 2 weeks, the pain has been going down some, which I was so thankful for, but it was still there every single day. I was in pain in my entire body, and about 2 weeks ago, a friend of mine was praying with her fiance for me, and her fiance said, I just feel like we need to tell Wesley to pick up her mat and walk. And so she shared that with me, and that certain day that she shared it with me, I had woken up feeling, this was about 2 weeks ago, I had woken up feeling, today's the day for healing. And so I was so excited, and I'm trying to walk and trying to do things that I can't usually do, like pick up things, or I was like, what does that mean? Should I go get my mattress and try walking with it down the street? I'll do anything, because it's been such a long journey, and for anyone who's ever dealt with chronic pain probably understands more, but it's the type of pain that it just puts you on your back constantly. You can't do anything. And for those of you who know me, that's even more challenging because I'm a very active type of person. So for the past 2 weeks, I was just doing things, trying to pick up my mat and walk in faith, but I was still in pain all the time. And every morning I would wake up, moving my arms and trying to stand up and see if the pain had left. And every night I was staying up late to see, and just worshiping and believing in faith, praying over myself. I was commanding the pain to leave, all those things, and just standing in faith. And this entire season has been many things to me. I've been learning a lot, but much of it has been the testing of my faith. Will I believe despite what I see, and despite the natural that is not demonstrating what I'm believing for. And so leading up to on the 14th, 2 days ago, I had a day of pain that just spiked up again, and I couldn't get out of bed, and I was just really exhausted and tired, but I kept hearing the Lord say, "This is your last day in pain. Just rest." And I was like, I want to believe, Lord, I want to believe that. And so it was I was out. I couldn't get up. I was out all day. And the 15th, I wake up and I'm like, okay, he said yesterday was the last day. And so I'm, moving my hands around, and I still have pain, and I'm like, okay, Lord, I still feel exhausted, feel still in pain, but okay, I believe today I'm going to stay up till midnight. You're going to heal me today. And yesterday I had a planned conversation with my parents to share with them upcoming events that God had spoken to me about. I've been really praying for direction, and some of those things being, He had me buy a ticket to Haiti for a short-term trip, and then was planning to go to Europe for 3 weeks in September, and all these things. He said, despite the pain, take a step of faith, you're going. And I've just been believing in hope, God, I believe you'll heal me by these times, because the trip to Haiti comes in 10 days and I can hardly walk and move. So, but just believing, if God spoke it, it's true, and He'll heal me. So I'm sharing with my parents all the upcoming events and stuff, and then, they're super supportive, sharing with me, and then they asked about my pain, and I shared with them about the pick up my mat thing, and we're laughing a little bit, and then my dad had to leave, so I was through FaceTime, and my sister Emily walked into the room, and I was continuing talking with my mom and her, and she said, "How you feeling today?" And because we're all in expectation, for every day, let's this pain be gone in Jesus' name, and now it is. But so she walks in, and I start sharing with them some more, and I said, for the past few days, I've been feeling like I should just go running, and that God was going to heal me, because the Lord had reminded me of when I ran the New York Marathon in 2006. I had been training so hard for 6 months, like real hard, running long mileage, pushing myself. I was in really good shape, and about 2 weeks before the race, I injured my knee, and I could hardly walk. And I was like, no, like, Lord, I've been training so long, and the Lord told me to still run the race through. He just encouraged me to go for it in faith. Well, I went, and I limped to the starting line, but I was just like, okay, God, this is going to be crazy. As soon as in the first second I started running, I had zero pain, and I ran the entire 26 miles without pain in my knees, and just amazed at God's healing power, taking that step of faith, and the Lord was reminding me of that. So I shared this with my mom and sister, and actually a couple of my siblings were there at this point, and my sister said to me, "Wesley, that's crazy. When we were praying the other day for you, I really felt like I needed to tell you to go running." She said, "But I didn't tell you because I kind of doubted that I was hearing the Lord, and thought, like, what a cruel thing to tell someone who's in such excruciating pain." And so as she's telling me this, like, the faith is mounting, I'm getting excited. I said, I need to go running. I hung up with them, put on my stuff. I'm in pain. I'm like telling Street Life, this is what I'm going to do, the staff and everything. I'm going to go for a run, and different responses from everybody. But I start running, and I still felt some pain, but I just pushed through, and I said, God, I believe today is the day that I'm going to be healed. I believe. And so I just kept running, and then the pain left my body. And I felt no more pain, and I kept running, and I was waving my arms around, and to try to see if there was any pain at all, and there wasn't. And so I kept running, and I was laughing and crying, and I thought, I have to share this with someone. So there was a man walking on the sidewalk, and the back of his t-shirt actually said Hellbound. And so I ran up to him, and I said, "Excuse me, sir, I have to tell you, I have been in a wheelchair and in bed for 7 months, not able to walk." And he's looking at me like, "What are you talking about?" And I said, "But God healed me right now." Like, he just healed me. And we talked some, and I shared about who God was to him, and asked him if there was any pain in his body, and he said in his left shoulder and his lower back he has constant pain. So I prayed for his shoulder, and his shoulder got healed, and I'm just crying in like such excitement and elated. And I was like, "I'm sorry, I have to keep running." And I kept running, and I was sharing with people all along the route, and like, God's healed me. I was stopping for every person that I was passing, like, "You have to hear, He's healed me." And the responses that I got from people were, I met some Christians along the way that were like rejoicing with me. I met unbelievers that were like, "What are you talking about?" And they were laughing with me, but I was crying, and I came back to Street Life, and I was shouting and crying and jumping up and down, and they came out, and we were rejoicing together. And all day yesterday I was just dancing and shouting and praising God and telling people, because it's been such a long journey. And so I just want to thank you all so much for standing with me during this time. It was one of the hardest seasons to walk through, and I know you labored in intercession with me, and I pray that you rejoice in great thanks to God, because He's faithful and He's answered. And I'm so thankful. So this is getting long, but I'm going to send it out, and thank you. And I'll have a further update about my upcoming trips and plans and stuff, but praise the living God who heals. Bless you.